Hello, Master of Law students. I have good news for you. Did you know you could make up to $175,000 in the US here without a US bar license? Yes, without the New York bar or the Texas bar or any of those bar licenses. I say this because a lot of you are currently struggling in your job search. You have a 1-year OPT period, you haven't written your bar exam yet, but you're supposed to get into this big fancy law firms. And I'm not saying that can't happen, but there are other ways for you to get your foot in the door, get good pay while you prepare for the bar license. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about these other jobs you could be applying for in the meantime. I'm going to be telling you the pay, and even more interestingly, I'm going to be telling you where you can find these jobs and how you can look for them. So let's get right on it. The first position I'm going to be talking to you about is a paralegal position, and I know a lot of you might be familiar with this type of position in your countries, but guys, this is a wonderful way for you to get your foot in the door while you're preparing for the bar. With a paralegal or legal assistant position, practically what you're doing is you're assisting lawyers with doing everything a lawyer does, from researching, contract negotiation, drafting, all the wonderful things that you say you can do as a lawyer. You get to do it under the supervision of another lawyer, right? And this is usually in law firms. So I want you to pay attention to paralegal positions. As I said, you're interviewing clients, you're taking, preparing briefs. I mean, you're doing everything a lawyer does. So pay attention to these positions, right? When you see these positions, the pay estimates usually, based on my research, is within maybe a 30,000 to over 100,000. It really depends. But guess what? As I said, it helps you get your foot in the door while you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with your life. We're just preparing for the bar license, in other words. So do not look down on these positions. Remember, in the US here, there is no job like, oh my gosh, that job is too small, I can't do that. There's nothing like that in the US. A job is a job. If it's a job that puts money in your pocket, it's an honorable job. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's very important. So subscribe, like, comment, ask your questions. That's how YouTube helps other folks like you know about what I'm doing. So please take a second, subscribe. The second position I'm going to be talking to you about is a contract manager position. So if you see contract manager, contract specialist, contract administrator, contract assistant, these are usually in-house positions in a company, right? So I'll give you an example. I work for a company and we have a lot of contract specialists, and what these folks do is amazing, in my opinion. They know the contract so well, and they help with negotiating, drafting, and ensuring that these contracts go through their life cycle. They obviously work with attorneys because a lot of times they are not licensed. But guess what? As an LLM student, you have all the legal analytical skills, right? You have all the legal analytical skills to become a contract manager, and guess what their pay is, guys? Oh gosh, I feel like I'm rushing in this video because I'm rushing to tell you the money. The pay for this job is from I've seen someone get paid as high as $150,000 for a contract manager position. I mean, without a bar license. So what are you waiting for? Yeah, what are you waiting for? I think these are positions, as I said, that help you get your foot in the door because you are working with an attorney and you're doing practically everything that an attorney does. And guess what? The attorney teaches you through the process. It's like an internship, in quote, but you're paid big money and you're doing real work. So I want you to pay attention to this. I want you to be very realistic in your search because it's very important. You have only 1 year and you need to spread your eggs. Now, I'm not saying you can't get into a big law firm without. I know I've interviewed someone on my channel who got in to a big law firm without having the bar license. But I'm saying you need to spread your eggs, guys. You need to put those eggs in multiple baskets just so that you have more chances, right? So think of a contract manager position. As I said, these folks help with administering contract. They do everything contract, entity management. So it really depends on the corporation that's at play here. Some corporations will want you to do entity management, and there are contract managers that actually manage other contract managers. And guess what? As I said, with your LLM, I'm telling you, why can't you manage other folks who don't even have a legal license, right? Who are not even licensed anywhere. You're licensed in your home country. So I think this is a good opportunity for you. Next position I'm going to be talking to you about is a compliance specialist. And guess what? This is another position that does not require the bar license. And guess what again? At the corporation that I am currently working for, we have a lot of compliance specialists. What's their job function? They usually help corporations comply with laws. It's as simple as that. So they help comply with laws within an industry. They identify gaps in compliance, so places where the corporation is falling short, and they come up with measures to help the corporation comply. And what do you do as an LLM student? What do you do as a lawyer in your country? This is something you already know. So why not take advantage of these positions while you're applying and writing the bar? This is a good way to get your foot in the door. And with an LLM, it's going to be easy for you, hopefully. Now, the pay estimates for this role is within 50K to 100K or 150K if you are taking up a senior role. But as I said, this is a way for you to earn some moolah while you're preparing for the bar. So consider a compliance specialist role today. Another position I'm going to be talking to you about is the privacy specialist role. And I think this is something that you should pay a lot of attention to because I have some experience there. So in the US, there are a patch law of privacy laws. What I'm saying in other words is that there are a lot of privacy laws and corporations are struggling with complying with these laws because in the 50 states, what it looks like, the trend we're seeing is that each state is coming up with a privacy law. So guess what? A privacy specialist is extremely important, right? There is a pathway to get there, right? And what I will talk to you about is what is called the IAPP. I think it's the International Association of Privacy Professionals. This is a certification you can take here in the US that can help you, that can put you in the right path to help companies with privacy compliance, right? And so let me give you more information about what you'll be doing. You'll be helping a company come up with measures to comply with these laws. Right? And why is it important? There have been a lot of data breaches here in the US. So when I say a data breach, I don't want to go too far and go to legal. But when you hear, this company has, and I'm sure you've gotten some of these emails where you hear, this company has just had a lot of its personal data of its customers leaked to the public. There's been some sort of unauthorized disclosure of personal data, and you hear fines, GDPR rule, $50 million. That is what the problem is. They need people like you. They need people with analytical skills, but just need to take the IAPP exam. Right now, you don't need to take the IAPP exam to get into these positions, but this puts you in a good stead to get it, right? So it's called the International Association of Privacy Professionals, the US certification. There's the EU certification. There are different certifications, right? But folks in this position, on an average, make $80,000. Like, this is just average, right? But there is a range. The range is from like the 50s to up to the 100,000s. I'm giving you ranges because, it depends on the corporation and how, the corporation wants to pay and how good you are with negotiating. Guys, always negotiate your pay. That's a free tip I'm giving you here. Always negotiate your pay, right? And maybe you feel like, but well, be careful. If you don't have if you are still trying to get your foot in the door, maybe you want to just take the job that you get. But as you go forward and as you learn and as you stay longer in the US, learn to negotiate your pay as opposed to whatever that you're just giving off the bat. So that is one position you should consider, a privacy specialist position. And if you want to learn more about this position, because I'm currently an IAPP certified professional. Yep, I said it. So you can reach out to me and I'll put my link to my LinkedIn and I'll put like descriptions of these positions in the description if I'm able to, just so that helps you also in your search. All right, on to the next position. Now, have you also considered a policy analyst role? And you can work in this role in any sector, in any industry. I've seen folks work in the policy analyst role of like a research institute in a corporation, maybe in the energy field, in the tech field. So what you're really doing is analyzing policies and seeing how these policies affect your corporation or the industry that your corporation is currently functioning in, right? And helping with with positioning the business to align with this policy, right? So it's really very, it's part of what you already do as an LLM student. You sat through those classes like studying for the bar. So why is this going to be hard for you, right? So you should consider a policy analyst role, policy specialist. So in your search, look for policy analyst, policy specialist, stuff like that. And the range is within the same, from the 50K to the 150, depending on your seniority, bargaining power, and all the other stuff. But consider a policy analyst role, because as I said, you can work in anywhere, in a tech company that needs you to analyze policies and see how these policies are going, so that the company can, balance itself. I know I'm using a lot of hand gestures, but I think that is also another opportunity for you to use your legal analytical skills to help these organizations. As I said, you are not useless in the US without the bar license. You can do things while you're preparing for the bar. Or if you want, this can actually become a career path for you, because for a lot of times, folks from this policy analysts become policy directors, and you didn't get the bar and you're earning some good moolah. Or money, for those who don't know what moolah is. Anyway, these are positions that you should consider as well. In the beginning of this video, I talked about an international law clerk position where you earn up to $175,000. I'll be reading something for you from Indeed where you see what I was actually talking about. So Greenberg Traoré, if I'm not pronouncing that properly, I'm Nigerian, is accepting application materials from LLM students for the 2024 to 2025 International Law Clerk Program. Eligible participants must have a law degree from a jurisdiction other than the United States, together with a Master of Law degrees from an accredited United States law school. Is that not you? That's you, right? So international, this is something that I came across because I do a lot of research for you guys, because I got you guys. I got you. But this is, I don't know if at the time I'll be posting this video, if this position is still going to be here, but you want to look out for an international law clerk at Greenberg Traoré. I'm going to put that also in text for you so that you understand what I'm saying, in case my pronunciation sounds like Chinese or a very weird language that is not what you understand, just so that you can check this out. I don't know if it's still open, but these are the type of jobs that you should look for, right? This is an international law clerk position, and guess what? They are looking for international LLMs like you. So you should look out for these positions, right? For this particular one, you should look out for it. I think it will be a good one for LLM students out there, and I'm going to, as much as possible, support you. Let me know what you need in getting into this position, because this is a good pay. 175. There are lawyers that don't even make up to $175,000. There are lawyers that don't. So this is the best of both worlds while you're preparing for the bar. I don't know if this is available in other law firms, and but I'm putting this out there so that you know that you can look out for positions like this if this is no longer open as at the time this video is live. So pay attention to that. Next, I'm going to be telling you how to find these jobs, because it's not going to be, it's not just about knowing the jobs, it's about also how to find these jobs. But before I do that, have you subscribed? Please subscribe to the channel. It's very important. Just take a minute and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. On to the next. So lastly, how do you find these positions? Oh, I think I forgot to mention one more position. Another position that you should also think about in the meantime is the fellowship, internships. And I know you think, oh, I'm way past this, but I have seen like fellowships on LinkedIn where they don't ask for an LLM, but they ask for someone who has some legal expertise, who knows how to analyze laws. So a fellowship as some sort of institute, I've seen a lot of that, especially even with I feel like I've seen with the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office. I've seen some, even with the Copyright Office, where they are looking for a policy analyst. I don't know if these LLMs are eligible for these positions, but I think you should pay attention. Even Google has internships, legal fellowships that are open to folks, right? I think. But you need to be looking out for this. I'm telling you this so that you can broaden your horizon a bit and start looking for more positions that can position you to, get your foot in the door while you're preparing to ace the bar. In other words, have you also checked out my video on how I passed the bar after my first try? I think you should check that video out. I know the bar is coming up closely if it hasn't already passed by the time I upload this video, but you should check that video. I think the link is somewhere in the description, so you should also check that video out. I think it will be helpful for you, just so that you know how to position yourself for that exam, and I'm wishing you all the best in that exam. All right, on to the next. Always look at LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a gold mine. That's how I got my current job. It's how I got multiple job offers, right? So LinkedIn is a gold mine. Indeed, it's fantastic. ZipRecruiter, Glassdoor. These are places that you can be looking for. Remember, don't just always think of alternatives. So for contract manager, look for contract specialist, contract assistant, contract administrator. For paralegal, look for legal assistant. For policy analyst or privacy analyst, look for policy specialist, privacy specialist. Play around with those words in your search right now, and you will see that there are thousands of jobs already in the market, and these folks are hot in demand. I know from personal experience, because I know someone who constantly receives emails or constantly receives like requests on LinkedIn from recruiters who are looking to hire. So guys, please pay attention to this. The world is there's a big world out there. I didn't know about this, but you know now. So pay attention to this and start applying now. I like to tell folks, if you're currently in your master's and you're at the tail end of graduating, don't wait to graduate, in my opinion, right? Start applying right now. Don't wait till you graduate. And I'm sure a lot of you are as proactive as that. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Bye.